Welcome, collectors. In this edition of Diecast Emporium, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new 1/50 scale Diecast Masters Transport Series Kenworth T880 set forward front axle with McNeilus Bridgemaster mixer. The item number is 71081 because all of the Transport Series models start with 71, and additionally, the Transport Series models come in a brown outer shipping box, as you can see here. Let's open up one side, and that will give us a look at the model's actual box. There you can see a rendering of the model on the side of it. Kenworth McNeilus 1/50th scale. There's your item number once again, and a description of the actual model inside. Because the Kenworth logo is red, the background for this model is red with Transport Series. And on the back, you can see two more pictures of the model, as well as information on the real Kenworth T880 and information on the real McNeilus Bridgemaster mixer. If you're interested in reading that information, please, at this time, feel free to pause the video. For the rest of us, we are going to continue with the unboxing process. The Transport Series models have a little hole right here on one end. It's called a finger hole, and that's used to open up and pull out the box. The first thing that you'll see inside the box is the Transport Series Diecast Masters catalog. This has all the models in, you guessed it, the Transport Series range. Everything from the Peterbilts to the different Western Stars. The list goes on and on and on, which includes the Internationals. Everything that you need to know about the Transport Series line is in this catalog, so I always encourage collectors to hold on to it. Inside the top layer of packaging has three concrete chute extensions, which are optional, and I'll show you where those go, as well as an exhaust stack tip. The second layer of packaging has the main model, which you can see here. So very carefully, grab onto, in this case, the concrete drum, lift straight out, and your model is now free from its box. With the model now free, we can begin the assembly process, which in this case, for this model, is pretty simple and won't take a whole lot of time. This is your exhaust stack tip. You drop it into the pre-designated hole here on the right side or the passenger side of the truck. That's in. You are also given three concrete chute extensions. Now, if the truck is going down the road, you can store them right here. You can see these three holes, 1, 2, 3, which means you can store all three of the concrete chute extensions. But just to show you how this works and to save a little time, I'm only going to put one in. You clip in the positive ends to the negative end holes, just like this, and you're all set to go. Clips in pretty easily and seamlessly. Again, you can store all three if you want to. With that done, the assembly of the model is complete. Let's begin with the details and decal applications on this truck. Normally, we would go over the paint job, but very obviously, in this case, the model is an all-white model with a white body and a white truck cab. At the front, we have the very recognizable and famous Kenworth T880 front end with your chrome grille, your Kenworth badge in red, chrome bumper, your lights, chrome mirrors, chrome visor, chrome horns, and some orange lights up on top. The theme of chrome continues with not only the chrome wheels, your chrome tank, but also your chrome door latch. T880 is also written in a decaled chrome, very small here at the bottom portion of the cab. On your tanks and pumps, you have warning labels, which add some detail and give the model some depth and realism to it. They are legible, and perhaps they would be even more legible if you took a microscope to it. All right, on the fender wells, you have McNeilus written in red, along with some DOT striping and then some lights. At the back of the model, mud flaps read McNeilus, McNeilus up here, some red lights, your DOT protection striping on your protection bumper. Your concrete chute, the main element of it anyway, just like all the other extension chutes, have your warning labels on them as well. And then coming along to this side, very similar to what we saw before with the striping and the McNeilus here, your warning labels and graphics all throughout T880. Also, what's nice to point out, it's very small. your red Kenworth badge right here as well. So that will end the detail and decal application on the truck. Let's turn our attention now to functionality, of which it is plentiful on this model. Let's start at the front end. You can open up the hood to reveal a PACCAR motor inside, as you can see there. And PACCAR is written in white on top of the black engine. Now, because everything's black, it's hard to tell, but there is a lot of individual model components of your motor modeled in there. You can close that. There is steering modeled on this truck. It is notched rather than variable, and because of the design of the T880 itself, you can see that it's not exactly a very good range. You can achieve some, but not as much as I'd like to see, but some is better than having nothing at all. Also, you can open up the cab doors, both the driver's side and the passenger side. If you have one of the 1/50th scale operator figures that come with any of the Diecast Masters Highline Series Cat models, he will fit behind the operators, behind the steering wheel of the truck. If you look inside the cab, and it might be a little bit hard to see, but inside you have a Kenworth logo on the steering wheel, as well as some instrument paneling detail on the dash of the truck. Once you have this in person, you really get a better appreciation for the small detail that's on this truck, which is almost impossible to pick up on camera. We'll close the door. Next working feature is this folding down access stair on the mixer body of the truck, so you can have a figure either posed next to it, or if you have a more suitable figure rather than this gentleman who's standing around doing nothing like most of the Diecast Emporium crew, you can have him cleaning out the mixing body. We'll fold that back up. Your mixing drum does spin freely, as you can see here. Your chute at the back can be lowered and positioned to the left or to the right. Now, at this point, let's show you how to put the chute extensions on. We're going to leave this one on for now. I'll just put these two together. It's easiest to do this before you put it on. So let's put these together now. Just like that, they clip on. And then you put it on the main section here. And with that, you can pose a pretty realistic pose. There you go. Now, we need to take those back off for just a minute, because another working feature on this truck is the addition of two, what I like to call, and what I've always known them as, drop axles. You have this one right here, and then this one at the rear. Right now, this one is in the carry position to simulate a empty mixing drum, as is this one, of course. But let's say you have a full load and you need the additional support of axles, so you want to drop those down, lift the truck over, pull it down, add some weight and downward pressure, and now you can see that it is moving with the rest of them. Let's clip him back out of service, just like that. Move to the rear. Make sure that you have your chute centered and not off to one side, otherwise it will clash. See that? And you don't want to break your chute by pulling down on this hard. So let's make sure he's centered. Bring down our rear drop axle. And just like before, we'll add some downward pressure, and you can see that that axle is grounded as well. So that will conclude my review of the Diecast Masters Transport Series Kenworth T880 set forward front axle with McNeilus Bridgemaster mixer. One of the great aspects about this model, although it's not necessarily noticeable at first, is that it is all white. And again, that may not mean much at first, but collectors have been asking and clamoring for an all-white model to do their own custom imprinting jobs on it. So now you have an all-white truck. You can strip this to your own company colors, maybe leave it as is, just add some company decals to the drum and to the cab doors. But what this also allows Diecast Masters to do is to show real concrete and ready-mix companies that they have a model that they can have their company made and their company colors, company designs made as promotional gifts and the like. So this offers them, once again, the opportunity for customers and custom models to be made with a new Diecast Masters mixing body. As always, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, take care and be safe. I will see you in the next review.